Yeah, welcome guys to the second session on hooks. So over here we're going to cover the precedence of the hooks and the issues you might run into if you are not placing the hooks properly. Also, we're going to cover if there are multiple spec files, how Cypress picks up those spec files. Okay. So very quickly, I'm just going to create two hooks more. One is after and after each. Okay. After, as I covered in previous video, executes after all the tests, and after each execute after every test. Okay. I have to make another file in here, and let's just name it as, I already have hooks demo, so let's just name it as a hooks demo.js. I'm deliberately keeping this name, guys. The reason being, I just need to tell you guys that Cypress executes in alphabetical order. Okay, so it will pick up this spec file first and then later this one. So let's just copy paste this, and I'm just going to do the same thing in my second suite, but that would be my second suite. Okay. And also guys, I need to demonstrate another feature. Let me just print 2 on the console for second suit here, in here. So that's my after. Let's just save it. What I'm going to do is in my Cypress test runner, I'm just going to run all spec files. Okay. So you can just stop it now. I'm just going to run two integration spec files. I'm going to run them together. If you click this button, it will run all the spec files together. And by together I mean it will obviously pick up some order of execution, so that in this case it will be alphabetical order. Okay, so I think it has started over here. All right, guys, so as you can very well see, the second suit got executed before first suit. Okay. If you will observe your console over there as well, so whatever the data was there in second suit, it got printed first, and later the first suit got printed. And the execution is same way. So before all tests, before each test, and then between test and next test, right? So we have after each test as well, and at the end we will have after each test. Okay, so because there is only one after hook that we have. Okay, so since we have two tests, so the console might look a bit messy, but this we covered in the previous session as well. Okay, so now let's just do one thing. So what if guys, can I just now control this? Can I just still have my first suit executed before second suit? You can do that. So for that, what you need to do is you have to just change the relation between the spec files. So if I create a folder over here, right, and let's say let's name it as we are interacting with another element. So let's say web page interactions are here, and hooks demo is where, which is my first suit. Okay, and this was my second suit. So if I move my second suit inside this folder web page, just move it. So now if you see guys, a hierarchy of the folder is, we have a test folder. Within test folder we have a web page folder and a spec file. But within web page folder we have another spec file. So in this case, how Cypress would execute? Let's see. Just refresh that. So now you guys can notice that first suit got executed first and then the second suit. By default, Cypress picks up the spec files from integration folder unless you change it, at which we will change it in our subsequent sessions. What it has done is it has come inside integration and then inside test folder, and that's the first spec that it has encountered. Oh, it was actually my first suit, so it executed that. Oh, in alphabetical order, it came after a hooks demo.spec, and then it will move to subfolders and execute the later remaining spec files. Okay, so that is another way where you can control the flow of execution if you don't want to follow the alphabetical notation. But guys, generally it is preferred that you name your spec files as test01, test02, test03, right? So that so that the Cypress, you don't run into issues later. Now let's quickly cover another important aspect. So I am just going to, comment this out, guys. So I just want to keep console bit short. Let me just delete it. And let's just save the two files. What if, I do not have this suit annotation over here, right? So it's not necessary to have suit annotation all the time. So what if I delete the suit annotation? And from here as well, I just delete my suit annotation. Now let's see what would happen. And save it and save this one as well. As soon as you refresh it, guys, so your console would be messed up completely. So since your tests are not inside suit, it has executed before all tests from this file. Okay, and just scroll up. So first it has executed before all tests. Okay, and then it has executed before all tests from this file. So that is what, when you do not keep your code inside before suit, right, or inside the suit hook, so then you might run into issues. If you see the console, so it printed before all tests and before all tests too. And then it has gone and printed before each test and from first file, and then before each test too from another file. So that is where, guys, because it is a synchronous code at the moment, right? We are not using Cypress. So console.log is a JavaScript. So it is always good to enclose your hooks in a proper suit file, right? So that the order of execution doesn't get messed up. And even on top of it, guys, you can somebody can also write a before hook in support.index, right? So let's say you just want to log into URL before everything. You can just say before all in index.js file before everything. If I save it and I observe my console now, see, so from index.js file, it has picked up this, but it has picked up only once, okay? And it will print only once before all the spec files. So this is the case. This is a scenario where you can just use your application, to hit the URL, or you can say launch your drivers in index.js file. So something which is similar to Selenium. Right, so if anything is inside index.js file, any hook, it will be executed only once before all the spec files. Okay. Now, thank you, guys. So in next video, we're going to cover the Cypress commands. So we will actually begin our scripting, and we will be covering what is SI and some common differences between Cypress and Sci. Right. So stay tuned. See you. Thank you.